A self-taught Kentucky painter, her work so powerful, so honest, they now hang in museums and in private collections. What this work can teach us about the African-American experience in the 20th century.
Helen LaFrance was a prolific, self-taught African-American artist who lived her entire life in Graves County in rural western Kentucky during Jim Crow and was only about 10 years old at the onset of the Great Depression. She is a true American voice, lived to be 101 years old, and it was her mother who taught her to draw and paint from paints that they created together from dandelions, berries, vegetables, and Bluette laundry detergent. But it wasn't until much later in her life, really in the 1980s, when she began in earnest to pursue an artistic career. Her very first studio was a converted school bus. She made dolls, quilts, carvings, but it was her memory paintings for which she is most well known today. Even though she was painting, went way late into her life, into the 80s, 90s, and 2000s. She was painting from her memory, growing up in rural western Kentucky and focusing on everyday scenes such as agricultural scenes, quilting bees, river baptisms, everyday and special occasion events that brought her African-American community together despite the hardships and pain they faced during Jim Crow, Great Depression, later Civil Rights Movement. We have a painting painted by Helen LaFrance in the 1990s. It's entitled Church Picnic, and like many of her paintings, it's painted from a bird's eye perspective. The viewer is immediately captivated by this central small country church. Dozens of people approaching the front of the church dressed in their Sunday best, and people setting up a white picnic blanket. And I think most poignantly depicted in this painting is a circle of small children, perhaps with clasped hands. They're playing a game of Ring Around the Rosie. And one girl stands out in particular because she's dressed in this pale pink frock, and it kind of begs the question, who is this girl? Who is this girl to Helen? Or maybe it was Helen herself. She was known to paint herself within her paintings. In terms of 250, I think this piece remarkably connects to our power of place. Even though it was Helen LaFrance who was depicting the scene of a church picnic from her lived experience, these themes are really universal, I think, to all of our visitors: family, place, community, and home, in the face of many difficulties that really can connect us all. I think everyone can resonate with these themes.
For more information, visit us online at history.ky.gov. From the Kentucky History Center and Museums in downtown Frankfort, I'm Doug Hyde.